Hey everybody, Brian Tro coming to you from Mossy Creek Fly Fishing with your fly fishing forecast. The date for today is Monday, the 27th of November. So hope everybody had a great holiday. Was able to get out and do a little bit of fishing and enjoy some of that rain that we got last week. So we've been talking for months and months about this drought that we've been in, and we got some very, very much needed rain last week. Places in the valley got 2.5 inches all the way up to 4 inches of rain. So good soaking rain. It didn't come down too heavy or too hard. It was exactly what we needed. The problem is we are in extreme drought. We're not in a severe drought. We're not in moderate drought. We are in severe drought, extreme drought. So we're gonna need a lot of these. We're gonna need snow. We're gonna need a lot more rainstorms, and we're gonna need storms kind of on the heels of storms. So for those of you who get out and about a lot, who are out this weekend, you got to see some flow, you got to see some riffles moving again, but a lot of these streams can go up and they're gonna come right back down. And we're already seeing that the small creeks would be the first ones to drop, and then the bigger ones will slowly drop. So for example, up in the mountains, everything flashed, they all shot up for a couple days, and now they're dropping down quick. Our next chance for rain looks like Friday. They're not calling for a lot at this point, but they're calling for a chance on Friday. Then they're calling for a chance on Sunday afternoon into Monday. So let's keep our fingers crossed that by the time we do the next report, we've had 2 more rainstorms, all right? In addition to that, on the weather side, we've got some really cold air. The coldest air of the fall is gonna be coming in tonight into tomorrow. So they're showing lows tonight of 18, 19 degrees, and they're showing lows tomorrow night of 10 degrees. So for those of you who like getting up in the mountains and fishing some of our reservoirs and our lakes, you know, we've been talking about those quite a bit. The state focuses on stocking those when we're in drought. They can be a lot of fun to fish this time of year. Pay attention, because 10 degrees in the valley means even colder up high, and we're gonna start getting some ice on at least the perimeters of the lake. So it may be short-lived. It's probably gonna warm up after that, but just be aware of it. For those of you who live further east, like in Tidewater or whatever, you may not be aware when you come up fishing that it got down to 8 degrees, and you're gonna see some of the first ice of the season out there. Speaking of ice, for those of you who don't mind getting out and fishing in the morning when it's still 25 degrees and you know, it's below freezing and your guides are freezing up, we've got ice paste in here. It's a good time of year to load up on it. When we get really, really cold, that stuff will sell out. Ice paste is awesome. You just put a little bit on your guides before you head out for the day, and it's silicone based, and it'll shed water. It'll keep the water droplets from adhering to your guides. So instead of busting ice, you know, every 3rd or 4th cast, you can go 40, 50 minutes without getting any ice on your guides. It's really nice. So we got that stuff here in the shop. Come check it out. So back to the water. The mountain streams are already dropping back down pretty quickly again. The spring creeks, you know, they're pretty modified. They don't go flying up or flying down too much either way. They rely on groundwater. So we got a little bit of color in the creeks like Mossy last week, but they're gonna be back to clear again. So it's been pretty good fishing out on Mossy. The fish are rising on many days, so they're eating little betas, they're eating little midges. Midges are really important to have from this point forward. We're gonna have, you know, months of sub-freezing days, and bug life will get limited. And so I know a lot of people like to avoid midges, but it sustains these fish through the winter, whether you're fishing for stock trout, whether you're fishing for wild fish, whether you're on a spring creek or a freestone stream. It's important to have your midges, both subsurface and surface. So I have a small dedicated box in my pack that's just tiny stuff. And whether it be a little zebra midge or on the surface like a little size 20 Griffiths net, it's important for you to have those flies with you. You don't fish them all day every day, but when you see these fish coming up and just dimpling the water and eating stuff that's small, you're gonna have a hard time catching them throwing a size 12 Royal Wolf on them. Okay, they don't get that excited to eat that when they're keyed in on the small stuff. So size down, make sure you've got tiny things. If you've got a hard time seeing, threading, or tying this, which a lot of people do, I get it, there's tools for you. There's threaders where you can thread your flies on and pull them off. We've got flip focals here for magnification. You know, all those things can help you get your flies, your tiny flies tied on heading into the wintertime. Further downstream on the bigger rivers like the Shenandoah. The Shenandoah is slightly below average, but the nice thing is it's starting to kind of level off, and it's leveling off or not dropping much at a level much higher than it was. We are above base flow, okay? We're not at normal flow, but we're above base flow. And so for those of you who want to get out in the river and try and catch some wintertime smallmouth bass or largemouth bass, or for those of you who want to get out there and catch musky or all the above, the water levels are pretty good, all right? And they're holding pretty well. And so we've got, the fish have a little more room to work. They're feeling a little bit more comfortable. The leaves are gone. So there's some opportunities there. Focus on your warmer days. Okay, so like tomorrow, high of 33, winds ripping 20 miles an hour to the northwest. Probably not the best day to go out there and be on a canoe or a kayak or a john boat getting blown around and beat up. But, you know, Friday, it's going to be overcast and high of 55. Great winter day to get out there and try and catch a wintertime bass or a musky. So same thing, like I don't like to throw massive, you know, these huge dead chickens for musky when the conditions are like this. I size everything down. It's all relative sizing down. My flies are, you know, 8 inches instead of 12. So that's something that you might want to consider. It'll save your shoulder, save your arm. But also it's that time of year where they'll eat a smaller fly. So consider paring down your musky flies, paring everything down a little bit, and picking your battles, pick your days. So we're going to be on a weather roller coaster here, you know, 50 degrees one day, 30 degrees the next. So kind of keep an eye on the forecast, keep an eye on those cloudy days when you can get them. Fingers crossed for more rain, fingers crossed for some snow. But all in all, not a real terrible time to get out. Definitely not super crowded. In between holidays, not that busy out there. A lot of folks are hunting, so a really good time to get out in the water. Come on in the shop. Thanks for everybody coming out this past weekend for Small Business Saturday, Black Friday. We had just awesome number of people, lots of sales, lots of online sales. So a thank you to everybody who's been shopping with us. Our big sale, our discounted gift card sale runs through 12 o'clock tonight Eastern time. So that'll end tonight, Monday night, for Cyber Monday. And look forward to some events coming up. Every year we have a little holiday thank you shopping night, get it done shopping night. This year it's going to be the 7th of December, where we usually make little smokies and have apple cider and a couple of adult beverages and have some good in-store sales. Those are the customers that live not too far away and want to stop in and knock out some Christmas shopping. That's going to be Thursday, the 7th of December. So not this week, but the following week. So more on that to come. But thanks everybody, and stay fishy. Call us, email us for questions, or our favorite, stop in the shop and see us. And we will see you next week.